I'm Inahil Babar, and I'm going to moderate today's webinar, which is on career counseling through the platform of APSU. All Pakistan Student Union is a platform where we plan and support amazing projects that help change the lives of children and young people from across different regions. First of all, I cordially welcome our guest speaker, Dr. Anam Arif. Thank you so much for your time, ma'am. Let me introduce Dr. Anam Arif with you all. Dr. Anam is a highly accomplished vascular surgeon with a strong educational background, specialized training in vascular surgery, and extensive research experience. She has an MBBS degree, completed FCPS in general surgery and FCPS in vascular surgery as well. And she is currently serving as a specialty registrar in vascular and endovascular surgery at Russell's Hall Hospital, NHS, UK. She has 35 national and international publications. She is an active member of both the Pakistan Society of Vascular Surgery and European Society of Vascular Surgery. Once again, thank you so much for joining, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am. We are excited to hear you.
Thank you very much, Ariba, for this introduction. I will start my presentation now. Um, is my screen visible to everyone? Hello?
Yes, it is
Yes,
visible.
ma'am. It's visible.
Okay. So, assalamu alaikum, everyone. As Ariba has made my introduction, I'm really humbled. I'm Dr. Anam Arif. I'm working as a specialty registrar in vascular surgery, Russell's Hospital. And we are going to have a small talk about different career pathways for medical students. And along with that, I will share my experiences, how I reached to this point, so that it will be counted at some sort of career counseling as well. So this is a snapshot of my updated CV. The point of mentioning all these numbers of publications, conferences, and audits is just to emphasize that if I can do it, everyone can do it, right? And I will help you understand how I made this possible for myself. So by the end of this webinar, you'll be able to learn the process and mindset, how to set your goals and how to achieve them. We will discuss about different career pathways in Pakistan and abroad. And the focus of this talk will be more on the UK pathways. And because I have been through all the research to end up in UK, and now I am myself serving here, it will be nice to share my experience with you guys. So this career counseling, um up till MBBS, everyone is very much clear that first we have to do pre-medical, and then we will enter into the MBBS field. And this is up to this stage, everyone will guide you really well. But what will happen once you have started to do your MBBS? It's different, and it's really blur for everyone else. People will start giving you advice who are not even doctors. People will tell you their own experiences, and then it will makes you really confused. So I will, in this webinar, I will try to share my experience, that how I funneled it down to where I'm here right now. So when you want to make a wall, right, you want multiple small bricks so that a wall is created. People can only see a nice wall which is painted, but only you know that how every day you put small bricks together so that this wall came into existence. So I would like to share with you the basic steps for this big decision. The first thing you have to do is to gather the information from the right people. The second is to find out your ikigai. And uh, there are total 6 steps, and we will discuss one of them in detail in my next slides. And along with that, I will share my experience as well, so that it becomes interesting for you guys. The best time to start gathering information is when you are in your medical school, because this is a long period, 5 years time. You have multiple rotations, you have different subjects, you meet a lot of different doctors, seniors and juniors, and this is how you will actually start making up your mind. So other than the teachers you meet every day, you should attend some of the webinars like you are attending now, some seminars, talk to your seniors, talk to their consultants. Other than the other than work, you should ask them how is their routine, how do they balance, how much money do they make, how they make time for their children. And then you will find out that if you want yourself to be in their place in the next 10 years or not. When you have your summer breaks, you should go on electives. Not everybody can afford electives abroad, and that's completely fine. You can do electives here in Pakistan. I did my electives in pediatric surgery when I decided no, I will not do pediatric surgery for my life, because it was the right time to decide. I did in my house job rotation. The internship and house job can be used interchangeably. When you rotate in different specialties, you work with different doctors, and then you decide, you make connections, and how you are going to go forward with that. Find out your ikigai. So it's a famous book, Ikigai, and it tells you that what makes you excite every day. Why you, if you want to wake up in the morning every day and you want to go to work, is it something you would like to do every day for the rest of your life or not? And I would say the medical field is very broad. You should not choose a field because it's easy, because easy may be boring. When I started my training, one of my friends started training of dermatology. I started my general surgery, she started dermatology. She said dermatology is easy, there are no in-house calls, and now she's a terrible dermatologist because she doesn't want it to be. She just chose it because it was easy, but now she's not good in her job because it was not her ikigai. So you should choose what you are born to do for the rest of your life, right? um so you see, once you have gathered the information after speaking to the consultants, seniors, webinars, you are narrowed down to maybe two or three options. Like I was narrowed down to be general surgeon, vascular surgeon, or pediatric surgeon. So I took a journal, it was my goal journal, and I started to write pros and cons, like what are the benefits if I go to vascular surgery, and what are the demerits for vascular surgery. And at the end I was able to find out what was good for me, and I did not allow anyone to interfere in my diary because it was my decision, and I have to face the consequences of my decision. So it is very important that you should not allow everyone to interfere what you are deciding for your life, because at the end you are the one who has to face the consequences. So this is point number 3. Point number 4 and 5: once you have made a goal or you have a dream, start working on the plan. In this session I will teach you how to plan towards making towards your dreams, because dreams without plans are just dreams. If I just sit at home and I would have not done anything, any courses, exams, and just thought I wanted to be a vascular surgeon, but I'd have not made any plan, then I wouldn't be a vascular surgeon. I would be maybe nobody. So without commitment, you will never start, but without consistency, you will never finish. So making a plan is really important. Career breaks. So in our country, career break is not taking very good. But let me tell you what a career break actually is. It means you might be still working, doing jobs, maybe as a medical officer. You might not be working, but you are not progressing in your career. Like those people who have not cleared their entry exams for any training program, but they're still working, or are not progressing in their career, but they're still working, right? So you should make your those breaks very useful. So there are certain ideal times in which you can take breaks and still progress in your life, which is just after the house job till the start of your training. Because starting a training program in Pakistan, you have to clear some entry exams like FCPS 1 exam. So maybe you might have 3 months or you might have an year. So in that time, do start continue to do some courses, maybe do some jobs, save money for your future, right? After IMM, which is the intermediate module, till the start of your second specialty. So in Pakistan, in FCPS training, you have to do 2 years of training in your core field, and then you have to choose a specialty which is given a group of Group A and Group B. In Group A, there are 5 fields. In Group B, there are again 5 fields. So do not rush into any of the Group A. Just take your time, decide, maybe take a break from training, and come back when you have a decision. Otherwise, you will just waste all your time. And I would say the best utilization of these breaks is to do some courses and license exams for working abroad. I'm going to share them in a while. This questions come to me so many times, that should I do a house job or not? So the answer is always yes. I tell you a story. When I was a second year trainee at the university hospital, I had a house officer. She was 55 years of age. She said she got married when she was doing her MBBS, and then she moved to Canada, and now she wants to work because the kids are married and settled. But because she has just MBBS, no house job, so she has not granted any job. So I would say house job is very necessary, even if you don't want to live in Pakistan, you just hate living in Pakistan, or you are just about to go abroad, like you have cleared your exit exams. Just get done with your house job, because this is very necessary, and any point of life you will be asked if you have done your house job or not. I would say when you are doing your house job, you should work in an academic environment in which they emphasize on teaching, not only just to do your scut work of the ward, but also on your academics. um I When I did my house job in Aga Khan Hospital, it was 12 months, and we had an option to take 2 months rotation in each of the fields. So when I did emergency medicine, I took LOR, letter of recommendation for emergency medicine. When I did vascular surgery, I did LOR for vascular surgery. So by the end of 1 year, I not even had my house job certificate, but I also had 6 letter of recommendations, which I use as references for my future jobs. Researches, um everybody is doing researches. All your seniors are doing researches at some level or other. So whichever rotation you go, there may be some ongoing research. You can offer them, I would like to be a part of it. Can you please include me and assign some work? And when you ask for your letter of recommendation to your head of the department, tell them that please include that I was being a part of this research in your department. So in your letter of recommendation, you not only have LOR from the HOD, but you also have written that this guy was working in a research with us. This will help you immensely in long run. And what I'm telling you right now, nobody will tell you until you reach a state when you cannot go back. So it's really important to start working towards it. So careers in Pakistan, we will briefly overview the careers in Pakistan. Once you have done your MBBS, you have two paths. Either you go into the training program. The only training body in Pakistan is CPSP, College of Physicians and Surgeons. And those who don't want to enter into a training program can go through the license exam, which is public commission exams, which are different for every of the province. In Sindh, it's SPSC, Sindh Public Service Commission. Same is for Punjab, and same is for KPK. It is beneficial for those people who have not yet entered in training, or don't want to enter in training but want to continue working for less hours, maybe 9 to 1. These are the mostly the working hours of this commission job. So for short time, or those who are not even motivated to progress, can go for such jobs. Training program in Pakistan are broadly classified into three: the FCPS, Fellow College of Physician and Surgeon, MCPS. Both of them are done under the leadership of this CPSP, College of Physician and Surgeons. But they have entry exam, they have exit exams, and the training is extensive. Those who cannot clear these exams for any reason can go for MD or MS program, which are university level exams. What I would like to tell you is that, um, listen, time will pass anyway, right? 5 years or 5 years. 5 years can pass. You can pass your 5 years when you are sleeping, you are wasting your time, or you are into training. So why not to go for something which makes more impact? So MD and MS is less impactful, less recognized all over the world, and you will be stuck in a limbo because you are done with training, but then you will be But when you go for a application for a consultant, you won't be considered as good as somebody who has done FCPS or MCPS. So choose really wisely which training program you want to enter in Pakistan. So this slides might look a bit busy to you. The options you have to work as a doctor in Pakistan: either you are a general physician, which is like you have done your MBBS and you just start working after house job. A better version of is to enter into the family medicine training program. Jinnah Hospital in Karachi and Akhan Hospital in Karachi are offering family medicine training, which is of 3 or 4 years, and then you can work as a general physician. There are no in-house calls, and the working hours are also flexible. When you go to these fields, medicine and surgery, so the maybe 10 years before this time, the 4 years of medicine will give you an internal medicine degree, and similarly 4 years of general surgery will make you a general surgeon. So 10 years from now, it was considered a very high post, and it was like end of the education, and then people started to just work. Then the era of subspecialty came, in which you cannot be only someone who is a general surgeon. You have to be a plastic surgeon or neurosurgeon or a vascular surgeon. These are the fields in which you should be specialized. So then CPSP announced 2 years of working in general surgery and then 3 years in subspecialty, similarly for medicine. Now these two, they are special people. They are either maybe someone who did 4 years of internal medicine, became a consultant maybe 10 years back, and now they are reconsidering that they should narrow their focus to maybe somebody who is internal medicine maybe want to work in for endocrine also, so they do some super specialization. Or somebody who is like me, who always already knew that she wanted to be a vascular surgeon, so I did 4 years of general surgery so that I can do more 2 years of vascular surgery to become a vascular surgeon. Because if you go to CPSP website, they will tell you that certain fields are offered as subspecialty, but some are offered only as super specialty. There is a new emerging field which is emergency medicine FCPS. It is very well recognized in UK and in Middle East, and in which you specialize only in emergency medicine, and it's a 4 year FCPS training program, and somebody who just like to work in emergency must opt for it. um in the end, I would like to say, do not worry about the time it's going to take. Either it will take longer time, but as I said, time will pass anyway, so why not to make use of your time the best. um Careers abroad, maybe some people are just waiting for these slides, so let's not waste our time and go ahead with these. So so for doctors in Pakistan, I have broadly categorized the career as three pathways: the UK pathway, the USMLE pathway, which is actually the pathway to US, and the third is AMC. AMC is for Australia. Because my journey is for UK and most of my research is also for UK, we will emphasize more towards the journey for careers in UK. So if I broadly categorize into two categories, the first thing you should have is you have to clear one of the language exams. Either it can be IELTS or OET, doesn't matter, but you should have cleared the language exam, which certifies that you can speak English and you can communicate well with the British system. And you should have a GMC registration, which is General Medical Council registration. It is same as the PMC, Pakistan Medical Council in Pakistan, and for UK it's GMC registration. So the career in UK is you cannot have a license to practice in UK until you have GMC registration by either of the three routes. One is the PLAB route, one is MRCS, and the third one, which I have opted, is CPSP MTI program. Not everybody is aware of this MTI program, and it is actually easier than the other two. I'm going to tell you in the next few slides. So for the PLABS route, PLAB stands for Professional Linguistic Assessment Board. You have to clear your language exam, then the PLAB 1 exam, which can be taken in any country, and the PLAB 2, which you have to appear only in UK. I have tried to make the journey simple for you guys. So First, you have to book your language exam, IELTS or OAT, and once you are cleared with this exam, start preparing for your PLAB, and you make a GMC account on their website, and you said that you verify your OAT with them, and start preparing for PLAB 1, because you might get, when the dates are announced, you might get a date within a month's time. It opens 4 times in a year, so you don't want to miss a date just because you are not prepared. So you start preparing for PLAB 1. Once the dates are announced, you should book for it. Once your PLAB 1 is cleared, you start preparing for PLAB 2, book it and clear it, and then the process of job application starts. um um Someone's mic is open, I think. So the blab journey I have written here, the time which will be required for the preparation, the hours, and some of the monetary facts about it. So IELTS and OAT, you can see, I have written the cost of the exam exactly as written on the website, because we know the rate of dollar is variable and the rate of pound is variable. GBP is Great Britain pound, but they have written, mentioned it in fixed amount, and it is us who, when the rate vary, we have to pay the variable rate. So IELTS is cheaper, but you most of the people cannot pass it in one time. You might have to give 2 or 3 times, and you have to have a score of 7 and plus. OET is expensive, but I myself prepared for OET for 2 weeks, and OET is easier and the passing rate is better. So it's completely your choice, but whoever asked me, I asked them that if you can just pour in some more money, just give OET and just get it done and dusted. For PLAB 1, you require 3 to 4 months preparation. If you are The time is 6 to 10 hours daily, but still very much variable, and it depends upon if you are working or if you are completely full time studying. And there are different resources, you can find it online. There is Plabbable Keys, and mocks for PLAB 1. There is no additional expense for PLAB 1, because you can appear in PLAB 1 even in Pakistan or anywhere else. So there is no additional expense. For PLAB 2 is expensive in compared to PLAB 1. Same amount of time is required, but is it actually OSCE based exam? You have to perform the surgical skills, and so that it's advisable, you should join an academy where there are teachers which will teach you to practice their mocks. um for PLAB 2, you have to travel to UK, so it will has an additional cost of visa, tickets, traveling and staying there. The best thing you can do for PLAB 2 is that as soon as you start getting date for PLAB 2, start applying for elective or observerships in that particular region, so that if you are going there, you can have 1 or 2 weeks of observation, and then you can make contacts and get a good letter of recommendation. So when you clear your PLAB to come back to Pakistan, you can start applying for jobs in that hospital. This is how people are getting really good jobs, because they plan ahead of time. So GMC via the MRCS route, this language exam is same. Then there is MRCS A exam and MRCS B exam, which is now you can give both of the exams in Pakistan. Um, I would like everybody to please take a snapshot of this slide, because you will not find this information this easily written anywhere. So you can see that MRCS A and B is the cost of them is not very much variable, but MRCS is specifically for surgeons. It is not for medicine. However, PLAB is for entry to UK. You can then go for surgery as well as for medicine. For MRCS B OSCE, you can appear in exam in Pakistan, but you have to travel to UK for attending the graduation ceremony, and this is the time when you can book for some observerships or some sessions to attend, right? um there are a lot of study material available online, which is free, which there are Google drives or there are paid one, but I never personally went for any course. I just read the past papers. Every time I sit in an exam, I just read the past papers, understand the decorum of the exam, and then just study myself, and I always been through. So I have made a small comparative slide of PLAB pathway and MRCS pathway. Both of them can be uh, booked only after MBBS. This is unlike to USMLE, in which the USMLE can be booked during their MBBS, because but for PLAB and for MRCS you have to have your MBBS cleared. PLAB A is MCQ exam, which is clinical medical content, 180 MCQs and 180 in 180, sorry, 180 minutes. It's not hours, it's 180 minutes. It means you have 1 minute each MCQ, and it's basically pass or fail. It is scored, but it's pass or fail. You don't have to have a particular percentage for that. For MRCS A, MRCS A is difficult than PLAB A. These are two papers. Paper one is basic medical sciences. Again, you have 1 minute for each MCQ, and paper two is applied surgical sciences, and you have 1 minute for each MCQ. PLAB B and MRCS B, both of them are OSCE. I would say both of them are equally difficult, and but the problem with PLAB B is that you have to travel to UK to give the PLAB B OSCE, whereas in MRCS you can cut the additional cost of traveling. Once you have cleared your language exam, your entry exam, you have got your general medical council registration, now the process of job application starts. You can apply easily for job by sitting in Pakistan on your laptop. You don't have to request anyone, don't have to pay thousands of pounds to an agency. You have a choice to pay, but you don't know if the agency is fake or not. So this track jobs, I would say I have registered for track jobs, and you see the email number of emails I get: 153 newly modified jobs for you, and these are only for vascular surgery, junior, senior, post, consultant posts. This is my Indeed profile, which you can make from indeed.com, and then you can download the application. If you write vascular here, this job is for sonographer, but there are jobs for consultants, there are jobs for junior fellows, maybe trust grade jobs. And I'm very active on LinkedIn. I have made a LinkedIn account, and I have started my job alerts over there. So this is how I got the emails, like 30 consultant jobs, 4 senior fellows job, you see. So in UK there is never job saturation. They are paying you good, the working hours are very flexible. You cannot work more than 20 hours in a week. It's against labor law. And it's I think it was the best decision of my life to come here. The third thing, what if I told you there is another way? So we know about PLAB pathway, we now know about the MRCS pathway, but there is a third pathway, which is actually my pathway, which is through the CPSP MTI program. MTI is Mutual Training Initiative. Those people who have started their training in Pakistan, the FCPS training or the MCPS training, and now they are thinking that let's have a taste of working abroad and see how we can gel in. The CPSP introduces fellowship programs for the junior fellows, which is after they clear IMM, and senior fellows once they have declared their FCPS. And they do not require you to have MRCs or PLAB. They just require you to have a language exam cleared, and CPSP will pay for your general medical council registration. So you skip the MRCS fees, you skip the PLAB fees, you just appear your language exam, and you are done with your FCPS, and CPSP will send you abroad. And it's a scholarship visa, and it's very good, and you are very respectable. How to make your CV strong? So if you want to work in Pakistan, if you want to work abroad, anywhere, a strong CV is needed, right? And the basic principle for strong CVs is same: to have oral presentations at your center, national level and international level. You can present the same topic at multiple levels. This presentation I gave was a hybrid meeting. This is Charing Cross is an international platform, and I gave this presentation hybrid when I was sitting in Lahore, CMH Lahore, my vascular surgery training. So when I tell this to people, they are literally amazed, because they never thought of giving presentation in a hybrid meeting in such a big forum. But if you do your research well, you can make it possible. Poster presentations. Poster presentations are as important as oral presentation. When somebody sees your CV, they should see there should be some diverse sort of experience in your CV. Like you have done work, you are good in academics, you have done presentations which are oral, but you have also presented posters, because both of them require different skills. This poster, the hybrid management of vascular services in austere circumstances, this which I presented in Pakistan, and this is I have recently presented in West Midlands Surgical Society meeting. Um, Attend conferences and seminars. It is very very important. First of all, you attended and you get a certificate, you can include in a CV. Second thing is that it will it will broaden your vision, it will make you think beyond your box. You will get to know what others are doing, what everyone is doing in the world. I did not even attend the national conferences. Like you can see, this one is here, is an Indian hospital, Karachi, but I also attended conferences which was of British Society, and some of them were of the Endovascular Society, because everybody, you learn from everybody with them, and you know what you are doing and what the world is doing and how you can improve it. um Publications. My only certification to write publication is the research and methodology workshop, which is of 5 days, which I did at CPSP while I was being trained for general surgery. And this is a mandatory workshop, and everybody who is doing FCPS has to do this workshop, but people don't take it seriously. They teach you for 5 days really well how to write a manuscript, how to do research analysis, and they write your paper. Check them also. So that was a turning point for me, because I attended my workshop really seriously, and then I started writing my papers, and then I went through. I graduated from Buckeye Medical College in 2011. It's 2023, and I have 35 publications, alhamdulillah. But what I emphasize is that you should publish in a journal which is Pakistan Medical Council, High Education Council, and PubMed indexed. It should not have a accreditation which is shady, because then you cannot you cannot use your publication worldwide. So in Pakistan there are 4 journals. In If you get to publish in those 4 of them, it is recognized worldwide: JPMA, JCPSP, PJMS, and JMC. Out of all these, JCPSP is completely free, and rest of them are also not very expensive. You don't have to sell your kidney for them. So other than looking for international journals which are really expensive, you have to pay for the conversion rate, you can publish in these journals. um Teaching experience, I cannot emphasize enough, because I came to know this very late, that for a good CV, you should have some teaching experience. In my training at Dow University Hospital, I had to train. There was a PG training session, and we had to train our juniors. Teach our juniors, but some juniors and some medical students, but we never received any certificates for that. So after 5 years, 4 years, when I passed out, and on my letter of recommendation, nothing was mentioned about my teaching experience. That was a really shock for me, because I did not ask for them separately. Here, when I came here, I volunteered myself. Now I teach all the third year medical students in Dudley on behalf of my program director, and at the end of every session, I collect the feedback forms, and because that is the only way I can show anybody that I am teaching. I also volunteer for myself from out of my hospital academic activities. As you can see, I went to Royal College of Edinburgh just to teach them the vascular anastomosis, and this is my only evidence that I went there. So when you teach, collect feedback for them, because that's the only way you can tell that you did it. Leadership experience. So Hassan is doing a great job. Hassan and his team, that they are organizing leadership uh, programs, webinars. These are actually counted that you are making some difference to the society by conveying experiences of somebody senior to juniors. Organizing an event is counted as a leadership program, and it has very good marks in your application progress. So it's not just for Hassan and his team. Everybody will write in their CV, will show that they conducted this program, they will show the feedback forms, and they will score better in a job application than others. um certain basic courses which are everybody should do is basic life support and advanced life support. If you are in medicine, or if you are in surgery, you don't want to become consultant or what, you should have these two courses. The ATLS course, trauma life support, is mandatory for all surgeons. Here in UK, there is a course which is called CRISP course, which is somewhat like ATLS, but it scores better in your application progress. I don't think it is offered in Pakistan. It is offered in UK only. But as soon as you get a chance to come here and start your first job, register for this course because it is very high marks in your application progress. Research and methodology course. Not everybody will have a chance to get into the training program where they offer the CPSP offer this course, but there are other platforms also in which they teach you how to write a publication, how to write a paper. Everybody should attend that course because in this era of the world, nobody will ask you how good a surgeon you are. They will ask you how good you can teach, how many publications do you have, and you have to be a five-star doctor. Same goes for medicine as well. They will not ask you if you can treat chronic liver disease better than someone else. They will ask you how many publications do you have in chronic liver disease, and how many international conferences you have attended, and how many presentations have you have given on this topic. This is where the world is heading. When I was doing one of my courses of CHP, which is Certificate of Health Professional Education, they teach you how to make lectures, and how to deliver a lecture, how to make presentations. So I learned about showcase CVs there. So we all are on Facebook, we all are on Instagram, but we don't, and there we are just sharing our pictures maybe, or our life experiences. But showcase CV is someone where you experience, where you share your experiences or achievements for life, and this is how you become visible to the world. Because I got a lot of job offers from LinkedIn because I posted my posts there, my current post there. Whenever I get a public paper published, I post it there. So I get visible to the hiring and recruiting agencies. ResearchGate is also a showcase CV, but it is just for your publication. So whenever you have a publication, you share it there, and people will start commenting on your publication, and they will ask you questions how you did it, and what was your inspiration, and what is your conclusion, and you can have a very good academic and research related discussion there, and you can learn from others' experiences as well. So the application process, this PLAB and MRCS will only give you the registration. It will not make you a consultant. It will just be an entry path that you have a license to practice. Once you have this registration, I would say just get any job you get, any trust grade job you get, and when you reach UK, you start building your CV, because we lack many things in Pakistan which have a good weightage when you work in UK, like certain certifications. I told you about this course, which is not part of Pakistan curriculum. Also, there is a study budget. Like I have a study budget of £900 from my trust. £900 is a good amount. So whatever certifications I do, I have some contribution from my trust that they will pay up to £900, and above that I have to pay. So doing certification courses in UK is easier. You have to build your e-portfolio. You have to log which cases you do, what operations you do, or patients you prepare, and then you go for a core training program. The shortest training in UK is of GP, general physician, which is of 3 years. You become a consultant within 3 years, but it is very competitive. But yeah, people do get it. The rest of them are maybe 5 to 8 years, both in internal medicine and in surgical fields. At the time of your interview, you should look presentable. It is for,
Okay.
sorry, Hassan, is there a problem? Okay, I think someone's mic muted. So for the interview process, be it in Pakistan, be it in UK, you have to look very presentable and professional, because they don't have actual marks in writing, but they impact all your marks. When you are appearing in an interview, you should sound like a committed person. If you don't know anything, just say you don't know. Please do not lie, because they would know you are lying, and then you will just everything will just get screwed up. um your CV, in your CV, if you are applying for a job, for a particular post, you have to alter your CV. Everything should focus in that direction in your field of interest. There are certain YouTube channels and books available which will help you how to answer questions in an interview. For example, I was once asked in an interview that what is your biggest weakness. It doesn't mean they are asking me my weaknesses, they are actually asking me what I did about that weakness, right? So when I was asked what is your biggest weakness, I told them I think I am not very good in leadership work. So I discussed with my supervisor, and then I attended a leadership course, and then I started to make organized classes for my junior doctors, and this is how I improved my leadership qualities. So this is what they want to listen, and this is how you should answer. For example, this is one of the examples. And if you that the question is not always the question they are asking you, you have to understand in between the lines. Work life balance. I never needed work life balance. I love my job, I love my field, and I think my life and my work go hand in hand. Still, I would say I am now I am in UK and the working hours are very less. But even in Pakistan, if I had to stay late because of our work, it never bothered me because I don't see them as opposing forces. I think they go hand in hand. Um, so yes, my thinking about work life balance is that do not try to push your life and your work in opposite directions, because it will just stretch your hands, right? You have to make them go hand in hand, because you have chosen a field which makes you happy. So why do you want to have a break with it? Just go with it. That's why it is important to choose a field of your interest, and not which is just in the trend right now. um the time management is very important. This is as in our matrix of time. Anything which is urgent and important should be done right now. Like it was 5 p.m. and I had to start this session, so this is urgent and important for me. Something which is not urgent and important, I light it in my diary with a date, and I will see that when can I start working on it. Something which is not urgent and not important, this is scrolling on our phone on Facebook. I think we should stop doing it. That's why I have written just eliminate it. um this is a great book. I like reading books. Not many, but some of my favorite books. This is book is called The Secret. So this is a book which teaches you manifestation. I was going through a rough patch in my life. It was 2019, and I was not getting fellowship of vascular surgery anywhere in Karachi. There were only two centers at that time, and I couldn't get into any of them. And the most of the important reason was that I was the first female who was applying for a vascular surgery training, because it was new at that time. So I took a piece of paper, because this book taught me that whatever you want in your life, just write it down, and as if you have it, and then you will manifest it. So this I have this picture with me. It's been 4 years right now, and I just made it by thinking, yes, I can do it, yes, I will do it, and I just did it. So there are no failures in life, there are only experiences. If you are trying to do something you cannot do, just that's fine. You have learned an experience that how what you did wrong, you can always try again. Read this book, it will may have a great impact. And try to have a goal journal. Write your goals, and then write a plan what is needed to achieve that. It goes in it's very helpful in every field. In conclusion, I would like to say that take some time to have a goal. Just don't rush towards your goals, because you might end up in wrong decisions. So take your time. Once you have a goal, then you make a plan, and then you stick your plan. Do not betray for a plan. Do not sail in two boats. Either I will do this, either I will do that. It will just waste your time. We all have limited time, limited energy. Why waste it in two different directions, right? I have written here small smart mentorship, because I have worked with many consultants. I had multiple bosses, but I tried to mute the sound of some of the bosses and amplified the sound of the others, which I realized was more like a positive energy for me, other than those who were telling you are not good at it, don't do it. I listened to those who were telling me, yes, you did it good, but you can do better, do it, do more, practice, and you will be fine. So you should know which sound to turn mute and which sound to amplify. When somebody tells you cannot do it, then you must do it, because they are just sharing their insecurities with you. It's not about you, it's because them, because you only know yourself. Nobody can be in your shoes, so your plan should be entirely yours and should not be influenced by the negativities. um my husband made it for me when I came to Karachi after I finished my vascular surgery fellowship in Lahore. He was standing with this banner at the airport, and it gives me so much energy, because it was difficult, but I did it, and everything written here, it really makes sense. um Muhammad Ali was a great boxer, and I have a picture in my room in which this is framed, and it's written, "Don't quit, suffer now, and live the rest of your life as a champion," because it keeps you going in every field. And yes, it helped me. And thank you very much for listening to the session, and we will take question answers now. This is my LinkedIn page, and if you have any questions, you can reach me directly from my LinkedIn, or you can ask Hassan, and he will forward the queries to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anam, for sharing your experience with us. Indeed, it will really helpful for all the audience. Okay, we have got some questions from the audience, and I'll ask on their behalf.
Okay.
Okay, question number one is she asked that she has plans to do US MLE, and for that she's thinking to give. She's thinking to give step two exams first, right after her final year, and then later she will give the step one exam. So she wanna know, okay, is that wise to opt this way, or should she give the step one first?
Abira, I have not opted for USMLE pathway, and my experience and information is really limited in this experience. So I'm not the right person to answer this question. I'm really sorry.
Okay, okay. Question number two is that how many references are needed when you're applying for the MTI program of CPSP? Also, how much one get paid from this scholarship program, and what are the working hours, and do the hospital have a daycare system?
Okay, so I will answer this one by one. The CPSP scholarship program pays you well. For the junior fellow, it's 2100 per month, and for the which is not taxable, and for senior fellow, it's 3000 pounds per month. It's a good money. Every hospital has a daycare. It's just if you like it or not. And daycare and hospital daycares have certain age limitations here. Like, you cannot leave a baby of certain age in that daycare, but other than the hospital, you can opt for other daycares as well. um she asked three questions. What was the third question?
Okay, I think that you have answered all the questions. Working hours, I guess.
Working hours are very human, I would say. I work for 20 hours in a week. I It's 8 to 5 every day, and when I'm on call off site, but it's only in vascular surgery. Other fields are working in different rota, because some of them work from 8 to 8 for a week, then they are off for a week, then they work only night time, and they work in twilights as well. But they are very manageable and easier than what we have in Pakistan.
Okay,
Also,
okay. We are
yeah.
okay. Sorry for cutting you because we are only having 4 minutes more to ask the question.
Okay.
Next one question is why MD and MS have less impact? Is MP and MS have less impact only in Pakistan or in all over the world?
So MD and MS have less impact in Pakistan and all over the world, because they are not as good recognized as the degrees which are offered by CPSP, which is College and Physician and Surgeons. So CPSP is a big training body all over the Pakistan. And in every city there is a CPSP office, and they recruit everyone, and therefore they are very well recognized overseas as well. And this, if you want to opt for uh, this option, like the MTI program, it is not offered to MD and MS because they are not registered with CPSP. So I would not tell anybody to go for MS or MD program.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Over to you, Hassan.
थैंक यू सो मच डॉक्टर अनम। बहुत इन्फॉर्मेटिव सेशन था आपके साथ, और इंशाल्लाह आगे भी हम ऐसे सेशंस करते रहेंगे। अभी क्योंकि हमारे पास सिर्फ 3 मिनट रह गए, हमारे पास क्वेरीज काफ़ी आई हुई हैं, तो
Okay.
इंशाल्लाह जिन भी लोगों ने ज्वाइन किया, हम ऐसा कर सकते हैं कि हम एक बाद में एक क्यूए सेशन रख लें, जिसके अंदर हम सबकी क्वेरीज इकट्ठी करके और फिर उनको एक बार में आंसर कर देंगे।
Yes, we can do that. Yes, we can.
इंशाल्लाह इंशाल्लाह। तो सबकी जो भी क्वेरीज हों वो आप ग्रुप में या मुझे मैसेज कर सकते हैं या ईमेल कर सकते हैं, और हम उस क्वेरीज के ऊपर इंशाल्लाह जो है क्यूए सेशन रखेंगे। थैंक यू सो मच, आप सब ने ज्वाइन किया। थैंक यू सो मच डॉक्टर नम, आपने इतना टाइम दिया। और आजकल इस जो अभी जो टाइम चल रहा है इसके अंदर नॉन प्रॉफिट काम करना और इस तरह से टाइम देना, हमें ये जो है हमें बहुत खुशी हुई है कि आप हमारे साथ हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म का हिस्सा बने।
Oh, you are very welcome. I am
थैंक
available
यू।
whenever you want me. I'm very happy to help